They tell us Antarctica is 12,000 miles around at the bottom of a spinning ball. Okay. All we got to do is get 2 airplanes, go to the base in Antarctica. You guys come on, I go on. We get Neil deGrasse Tyson, Bill Nye, the lion guy with the bow tie. We get some Globers on. And one plane, we fly about just offshore, about 1,000 feet in the air, and we follow the coast all the way around. And we get the other plane going this way at the same time. About 9 hours later, they should meet over here. It's like 12, 13,000 miles. They should meet here. But it won't happen because it can't happen because they'll never do it because you can't do it. The last person to try to do it was Captain Cook, and he went over 60 to 70,000 miles trying to circumnavigate Antarctica. Well, the equator is right here, and that's 24,000 miles. So if the Earth was a ball, it gets smaller towards the bottom of the ball. It should be 12,000, 60 to 70,000 miles. Okay? That right there proves the globe is a lie. They're stealing your soul. They're taking away your divinity. And I believe this world is super, like, why don't they just kill us? Because they can't. They can't break our free will. Yeah. They can trick us as long as they show us the trick. So they tell us what they're doing. They're not allowed to put a bear trap in the woods buried under leaves without putting a sign up going, hey, there's a bear trap in there. So they tell us everything. And people are failing the intelligence test. Many of them are, but many are waking up. Like 6 years ago when I started this, you mentioned flat Earth, you get laughed at, pointed at, poked at. It's just ridiculous. And then now you mentioned flat Earth to go, hey, I've heard something about that. I got some questions. Beautiful. Let's have them. Let's have that discussion. And so people are waking up. And once people do, once everyone wakes up to flat Earth or just the right number to tip the place, the whole world will change. One of the other things, because I'm limited on what I can show here, is flight routes.
It's on StreamYard and not on Zoom.
Flight routes from Buenos Aires to Perth, Australia. FlightAware says this is the quickest route, but why can't we fly over Antarctica? Because we can't disturb the penguins. 1959, they came up with that rule. Before environmentalism was even a word. So maybe they can just fly around Antarctica. You know, too dangerous. You crash in Antarctica, the rescue missions. I mean, like what, you know, they're doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So that would be the shortest route possible, but that's not the route that they go. Here's the route that they go. Perth. They can either go to Europe, Singapore, and Perth, or more often they go this way. They stop in Miami or Houston, then again in LA, then again in Sydney, and over. It takes like 26 or 29 hours. Why don't they just cut across the bottom of the ball? Why don't they cut across the bottom of the ball? And the answer is because the Earth is flat. There is no bottom of a ball. Jeff, here's how, you know, the mainstream science, you know, Bill Nye, the lion guy with the bow tie, and Neil deGrasse Tyson, the failed actor. They go out of their way doing show after show after show, making fun of flat earthers, straw manning us, you know, just giving us just basically lighting us up, and they will never talk to us because they can't. Because if they talk to us direct, we can completely destroy them. But I have a way to end it in one day. One day. You fly to the base in Antarctica, 2 big planes, fill them with teachers, scientists, flat earthers, globers, whatever you want. And then one plane just skims the coast around and goes this way, like 1,000 feet in the air. So everyone can always see the coast. You can see how fast you're flying. Like you're not in a plane that's going 3,000 miles an hour. You're like, all right, I've been in a plane before. This looks like 500 miles an hour. And you verify all this and you just go around. And the other one goes this way. And 6,500 miles later, because this is 13,000 miles around, the plane should meet, which should be like 12 hours or 14 hours later. The planes should meet over here, but they don't. Airplanes fly straight and level over the Earth plane. Okay. And southern flight routes prove the Earth is not a globe, because there's no way that they would do that. And here's what happens. Sometimes there's an emergency landing. Something happens. Taiwan to LA. This is where everyone on their seat backs saw this line. This is what the flight tracking software would show. Right about here, there was an emergency. Someone's having a baby or a heart attack or something. They needed to land. They call control, and control sends them to where? To Hawaii? That would make sense. To LA? That makes second sense. Nope. They sent them all the way out of the way, thousands of miles up to Alaska. Why did they do that? Because the real route is here. Taiwan, emergency, Alaska. They weren't. Hawaii is all the way out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a book called 16 Emergency Landings that this guy, Flat Earth Banjo is his YouTube channel. Flat Earth Banjo USA in Brazil, something like that. Worst name ever. Worse than the name of my app. And he documented 16 landings where every time they land, he's going from news stories and following flight data, gets all the info, shows the map. They land like way out of the way, but on every single one of them, if you go to Flat Earth Map, you take the origin and the destination, you draw a straight line, they landed right on that friggin' line.